Hi, I'm Tisha,
I'm Lauren.
and this is the Open Booked podcast. Today, we are talking about Things We Left Behind by Lucy Score. It is the third installment in the Knockemout series. And when I get to the end of each of the books, I'm realizing how much Lucy has written that I haven't even, stepped outside of Knockemout. She has the whole Riley Thorne series and all of these other books, and I'm like, I need to look into those and see if they're similar or if I love them as much.
There's another one that I have read. I just have it right here. You guys know I love pulling stuff off my bookshelves. The Christmas Fix. I got it. I think it came out last year, and it has the soft, like we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
But it was compared to Knockemout, it's much smaller. But it was really cute. I liked it. If you want to borrow it.
Yeah, I might.
Yeah, she's wrote a ton.
Yeah. I think I read Maggie Moves On, which is one of her standalones. But she has this whole. So that one, The Christmas Fix, is the second in the Welcome Home series.
Oh! I read it without being a part of the series. The way that it read from my memory is it could probably be read as part of the series or a standalone. Because there was nothing I didn't get.
Yeah, I think that's something she kind of does well, because even reading this one, I noticed you could just kind of pick up and follow it somewhat well, because she kind of gives backstory from each person's perspective. So I think that helps a lot. So it could be just you could just pick this one up and read it and be okay, but you just wouldn't have all of the kind of in-depth information about each character leading up to this if you didn't read the other two first.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that. I will say, I guess we're probably getting ahead to talking about the book, but before we move into our beginning stuff, that I felt that this book had the best pace of the three. So the first one was I was into it, but it was come on, this thing is huge. When are we gonna, this is the slowest burn in the history of slow burns. And this one, maybe it's just because I knew all the background, but I felt like it was better paced.
Maybe.
But what are you reading right now?
Still finishing this one up, and then I'm also listening to The Real Deal on Audible. Caitlin Devlin is the author of that one, and it's set in the UK, so it's it's kind of a lot of what's happening in real TV right now. It's a reunion special of this child actor show. So we're kind of learning all of the disgusting stuff that happens behind the scenes of child star shows. It's funny, but also disgusting. So it's like watching the Nickelodeon special all over again.
Yeah. It's crazy, because as a kid, you're so innocent and you don't think that
and
going
and you
on.
just want to make people happy. You want to make the adults in your life happy. So you're yeah, I'll do the things that make me really uncomfortable. And it's so sad for those kids.
Yeah, it is very sad. But I'm glad more things are coming to light. I hate that they all had to go through it, but I hope that because of the awareness now, it won't happen as much in the future. And maybe parents of kid stars will be more cautious about those things and more involved, or I don't know.
Yeah, not letting their children stay overnight with adults.
Honestly, I could
who don't have children.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. I could barely stay overnight with my friends that my parents, they let me if they knew their parents. But it was a small town, 4,000 people. You knew everybody's parents, right?
Yeah.
But, I mean, I can't even imagine asking to stay the night at an adult's house. What do you do? Why would I ask that? I would want to be with the kids. I'm a kid. I don't get it.
Yeah, blows my mind. I was are you kidding me right now?
Literally makes no sense. Anyways, soapbox for another day.
Yeah.
I am reading The X-Hex.
Okay.
Which is a spooky list book we're previewing. It just popped up, and I finished whichever book I was reading, which I can't even remember now. It's gonna drive me crazy, so I'm gonna have to check my Goodreads real quick. But it popped up, and I saw it all over TikTok last year, and then I've been seeing it pop back up again this year, and I thought, you know what? It's on Everand for free, so let's just read it. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I finished Leather and Lark, which is the second for the
Oh,
Butcher
yeah.
and Blackbird series. When we cover those books, because eventually we're gonna have to, they're just too popular and funny to not cover. We need to start by reading the trigger warnings for both books. Just
Oh,
as
yeah.
a comedy skit, okay? Because they are insane, and the author like goes out of her way to say like what's in the book. Anyways, like it's just cute. She's hilarious. I think last week I had said I was reading Funny Story by Emily Henry. I finished that as well. And it was cute. I think we talked about her quite a bit last week, but
Yeah.
she's growing on me. I'm liking her.
Yeah. I love her stuff.
Okay, any upcoming plans or travel or anything fun?
Like, what is this week? Hold on.
September is almost ending, so we can wake up Green Day.
Yes. Gotta do that tomorrow. No real. Oh, Randy Hauser and Justin Moore this Thursday.
You're going?
Yes. Yes.
Ugh.
Yeah, we bought tickets like as soon as they were available because Jeremy is a huge Justin Moore fan, and I was like, okay, gotta get these, and I think they were fairly cheap. But
No, they are so cheap, and they still had them on sale last week, which surprised me because Justin
oh
Moore
wow,
is
yeah,
like Arkansas
hometown boy, yeah,
right? Like he's from, and he's very proud to be from here. He's a big Razorbacks fan.
Yes.
Like he's one. Him and Bobby Bones are like the two most modern day people who like are very proud to be from Arkansas. Actually,
Yeah.
I take that back. We're gonna claim John Daly. You can't forget about that crazy motherfucker. Love him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of John Daly, he was at the Alabama Georgia game yesterday with Trump and Kid Rock. I'm like, what a combination of people
Yeah.
we have in this box. And then I heard Trump requested McDonald's and Domino's pizza for his food. I'm like, you are a very wealthy man, and you want Domino's pizza and McDonald's.
The science is there. They make it addicting.
Yes.
Because of
that was
this.
funny.
That's hilarious.
So we kind of got a little off track, but that'll be a good concert for you. While you're jamming and vibing, I'm going to be working a booth at the Junk Ranch, which actually is a very cool local event. So any of our local listeners, our episode will air Friday morning. Junk Ranch is Thursday night, so too late for that one. Friday and Saturday all day, both days.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you are wanting to stay more Benton County, there's also Fleet in the Park, which last year was my first experience. This is in Blowing Springs Park in Bella Vista.
Mm-hmm.
It was a vibe. Okay, I just thought it was going to be like a small little market. You never know when you go to these things, right? Or sign up unless you talk to other friends. And then, your vendor may be selling t-shirts and I'm selling candles. T-shirts might sell more than candles one day or vice versa. So it's really hard. You kind of just do the best you can. But I'm not just talking about sales. I'm talking about traffic, activities, food. It's a whole family event. You have to park far away, so they give you like a little hay ride over to the event, which is cute. And then it's in this beautiful park, and it's the perfect time of year, so weather's going to be great this weekend. And they have like live music, food trucks, face painting, all sorts of fun stuff for families. So if anyone's looking for anything to do, those are going on this weekend. Fall activities.
Yeah, Picking on 59 ends today.
Oh yeah.
I always forget about that because it's always sometimes it's the weekend of Bikes Blues. So you have like the kind of separation of the crowds, which is nice, but so chaotic for traffic because 59 is like a rural highway. You get beautiful scenic views, and also do kind of the flea market, shopping, yard sales, like and people are lined up. Like they have vendors set up in parking lots. Like there's an empty Harps parking lot in Grab It, and they'll have people like all along the street, and literally people will park and walk miles just shopping and buying little knickknacks and trinkets, and it's always fun, but also kind of frustrating to deal with the traffic.
Yeah, that's about to be my life. For the rest of this month, if I don't talk to any of my friends listening this, if I ignore you, I don't mean to. I'm just busy. Just show up
Yeah,
at my
it's
house
busy
and bring me a
season.
coffee, and I will love you forever. You know where I live. And I'm just trying to survive here. The past 2 days, I think I have broken the Guinness Book of World Records for the amount of candles made by a single person during daylight hours out of their home. I have to be very specific with that.
Yeah.
We're in the hundreds, okay? I had to buy a pallet. I mean, I'm feeling pretty big time, y'all. But so
That's
much
awesome
stuff
though.
going on.
That's goals.
It is. It's so that last year at this time I never would have thought I would be prepping for my first triple market day this Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Had to hire some help, which is like insane to me. Last year we did it all by ourselves and then hired a couple people just here and there for markets, and it's more like, yeah, it's the real deal. But October is my favorite month of the year, and it's taken over by now
Work,
but at least going to markets really is fun.
yeah.
And the markets that we go to, like War Eagle, that's what I was getting at with traffic, insane. I recommend going early and then not leaving till late, okay? Just sit around all day, because if you try to go in or out midday, it's a 2-lane highway with a single lane bridge. And
yeah.
Stick to one side or the other, parking wise, and go in and out that side. Do not cross that damn bridge.
Yeah.
But anyways, NWA is about to get pretty wild for craft fairs. We are known for that.
Yeah.
And it's exciting. Exciting for the community, small businesses. For me, my small business, but also it gives a lot of free or cheap stuff to do for family. I mean, all these events are going to have like face painting, music, the things I was talking, like all of them have that. And it's really a great time to live here because we have so many opportunities for like fun, outdoorsy, fall type stuff.
Ooh, yeah. And I had something in my brain, but it went. I didn't take my meds today, so I'm just like,
Squirrel.
thoughts? What are those? Yeah. But like, oh, you mentioned, like it's one of the things we're known for. There's so many things we're known for in Northwest Arkansas, and nobody realizes it until you experience one of them, and you're like, we literally have something going on all the time. Like craft fairs, Oktoberfest, there's a whole like chef, it's like, what is it called? Like Food NWA or Eat NWA? Bite, yes.
NWA. Man, those tickets sold out quick. I was actually going to try to go at the LGPA or LPGA.
Yeah, that was going
too.
on this week. And I mean, Bikes and Blues last week. Like, there's huge mountain biking and like just cycling things going on in Northwest Arkansas all the time. There's like, we just had a book convention, and there's always something going on. It is wild to me.
Yeah. No, and it's good, and you don't think about it until you talk to people who don't live here, who are like traveling here to do stuff, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so lucky this is my backyard. Like,
yeah,
we literally live in the best place in Arkansas. I will fight anyone who tries to tell me that we don't, but also like, and we can complain about the Waltons and Tysons all we want, but we wouldn't have any of that stuff if it wasn't for them. So thank you, big businesses, for making a family-friendly community here, because it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, do we want to talk about Diddy next?
Yeah.
So
there's so much going on.
I'm going to start by saying, when I research for what we're going to talk about on the pod, I try to just pick out random trending things, which I'm sure you've heard if you've been listening for weeks. We talk about sounds we can't get out of our head, just kind of what's going on in the world, right? My entire For You page is Diddy, okay? I'm sure everyone's is. So, what I have done is kind of tried to figure out what is said that's a reliable source versus just mom talk or whatever, making shit up. So the funniest thing that I heard, which I'm not saying this isn't true, I'm just saying this is not from a news source, an attorney, anything like that. This woman said that the baby oil had some illegal substance in it. KGB, HGB,
GHB.
GHB. KGB is like the Russian police, I think. Okay. And they said that it's really, he rubbed it on the victims, like, because it makes people, like, knock out, right? It's kind of like...
Yeah, it, like, paralyzes your senses.
Okay, so it's very similar to, like, a date rape situation. But I heard a reliable news source say they were confident that if that it was the case, that they would have popped that charge on him, too. Because at this point, they want to charge him with absolutely everything they can in case any of these charges fall through. They have backup after backup. So if he had 1,000 bottles of illegal drugs, they probably would have popped that charge on there. I'm not saying that's not true.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that seems pretty believable to me that they would have. I mean, they got him for weapon, like having illegal weapon, like all sorts of stuff. I feel like if there were drugs, he definitely. I mean, I'm sure there were. But 1,000 bottles. Anyways, if you see that story, pretty reliable source is very confident that that is not true. So, go ahead.
Did you see where Costco? Because his lawyer tried to claim, oh, he bought it all in bulk. That's why he had so much, because he has a Costco near him at each of his homes, his residences. Yes. And Costco's like, I know you're fucking lying. Like, don't even. That was not us. We don't sell baby oil. Like, don't try to drag us into this.
Wait, I knew his attorney, his official attorney said that, but I didn't know Costco popped back. They don't even sell baby oil?
They released an official statement. They're like, we don't sell baby oil. We have nothing to do with this whole scandal. It's the whole thing. I was like, hey, you got to protect your business. If somebody's going to try to drag you through the mud, you got to protect yourself.
And I'm going to say right now, I think if you are listening to this podcast, you are either a friend of ours or a fellow millennial, okay? I just feel like our targeted audience is millennials.
Yes.
And we know that our coping mechanism is dark humor, okay? So some of the videos I have seen, I don't know if I should say because I feel like shit, but I definitely laugh. Like, Johnson & Johnson coming in and their stocks I'm like, guys, there's real victims, there's real trauma. I get it, this is our go-to millennial coping mechanism, but, like, stop.
Yeah.
Anyways, yes, his attorney seems like an idiot. I mean, you would have to be an idiot to represent him anyways, but whatever. There is a new lawsuit.
I feel like it's Amber Heard all over again.
It literally
her idiot
is. Literally, is it the same old bat?
Probably.
You are so right. There is a new lawsuit getting filed. This is official. With 50 plus victims. This attorney is asking that anyone who has been victimized by him reach out. They're working. I don't know if it's a similar class action style where there's a group.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how they're doing it, but at this point, there is confirmed over 50 victims, whether they be trafficked, whether they be have been sex workers. There's all kinds of stuff. So, which this is going to go to trial if he survives, and that's the key word. And I think it's gonna be like you said, Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, everybody live streaming that shit, unless they go somewhere where they won't, like a state that doesn't allow that. Which I highly doubt it. The whole world is involved at this point.
Yeah. And I think even if he is unalived and doesn't somehow survive his suicide watch in the exact same prison that Epstein didn't unalive himself from. But I think even if he doesn't make it to trial personally, physically himself, I think his estate can still be charged for these heinous crimes and they can still get like restitutions from his estate.
From like
I
his
think,
publishing
yeah,
company or me,
yeah.
because it's technically this is all like through because he's a producer,
Bad
a
Boy.
music producer. Yeah, Bad Boy. I was trying to think of the name of it. So I think maybe the lawsuits are naming him personally, but if they were smart, they'd name the business, every business
100%.
entity he owns, and his name, just in case he can weasel his way out of anything.
And all variations of his name, because I was just looking the other day, somebody posted like all of the changes of his name, and I'm thinking there's a reason for the way he's changed his name many times.
Yeah, I would do every name variation. I think his real name now is Sean Diddy Combs.
Mm-hmm.
But when we were growing up, he was Puff Daddy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Puff Daddy or Puff Diddy? I thought it was Puff Daddy.
Either. I think everybody called him both.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, it's wild. I'm seeing all sorts of stuff that maybe not confirmed, but there's 2 terabytes of video. We know that that's confirmed. We do know there is some A-list, really prominent people in politics, movies, music, royalty maybe, I don't know. I mean, we had some royalty scandal with Epstein, so don't necessarily know the extent of who's who. We're seeing a lot of names thrown around that are breaking my heart, and I hope they're not true, but I think it will all come to light in, over the next few weeks and months. And honestly, the public deserves to know. They're they're supporting these people, they're watching their movies, they're listening to their music. Like, this shit should all be out there. They shouldn't be hiding it. I get, like, during investigation phases, things have to be quiet, but once trial starts and, like, you're done, it needs to all be out there. Like, Epstein, I'm just gonna be real. It was a huge deal. They had, but they've never even released the names of his list.
Oh, they started to. Something else had happened, and they were distracting us, so they released part of the list.
But a lot of it was redacted.
Yeah.
And so it's like, release it all. I know there's like the Freedom of Information Act, so like in so many years it'll have to be published. That was aliens. That was when they told us aliens were real, which we have known that forever, okay? It's my favorite thing ever was they told us aliens were real, and we were so unfazed by that because we genuinely have believed that for 20 years that we're like, okay, cool, we know. Like, we would be naive to think that our little bitty planet in giant space is the only thing out there. Honestly, to me, it's very naive.
Speaking of that, Jeremy just told me the other day, maybe it was 2 days ago, something has course corrected and is headed straight to Earth. Like, it was going on a completely different path and track, and this satellite or whatever has been monitoring it because it was like not too far off, but just far enough that it was going to completely miss us. And it has course corrected to now becoming straight for us.
So what is it? Is it a ship or a meteor? Or they don't know? Okay. Do they have an ETA on impact?
I think he said something, but I don't remember. I feel like it was a lot sooner than I would ever anticipate, like a couple months. Okay. I was like, oh, cool.
Maybe we'll add that to our list for next week, too.
Yeah, we'll have to dig into that.
Yeah. The other thing is 50 Cent confirmed he's been keeping data on Diddy for decades and has sold the rights to Netflix.
Yep.
Diddy has been 50 Cent has been the #1 Diddy hater for as long as I can remember. Honestly, 50 Cent, we love you. Everyone go listen to all of 50 Cent's music. We just need to support this king.
Yeah.
Another thing too is he has openly said, like, yeah, I've been to Diddy parties. So I think what people are thinking is, oh my God, you've been to a Diddy party, you're a pedophile. And I don't necessarily think that's the thing, because what I have heard, now I don't know if this is true either, that pretty much everybody in the world that's famous or of any notoriety, it has been to a Diddy party. There's certain rooms and there's a certain time. Like, all of the bad people would stay all night or stay late or go into certain rooms. And 50 Cent, he's the one who said certain rooms, right? He was like, you could hear weird shit going on, but only certain people could go into those rooms, and he just didn't fuck with it.
Smart.
So I think we'll learn a lot more about that, and Tupac and Biggie. they're even saying Michael Jackson, Brittany Murphy. Like, people are throwing around some celebrity deaths that are pretty huge being involved. Now, I think it's pretty much confirmed that Tupac was. I think Biggie's still kind of questionable, but I'm assuming it is as well.
And
Michael
Aaliyah.
Jackson. Oh, yeah. Yep. I think Michael Jackson and Brittany Murphy might be a stretch. I don't know. They're saying Ashton Kutcher's all up in this shit, which is surprising if it's
And
true
devastating.
because he is a king of anti-sex trafficking. So maybe that was a cover. I don't know. We also found out he stood up for the rapist, which was devastating when that happened too. So
yeah, Danny Masterson.
yeah. I mean, I get it. They were best friends since that '70s show, but you don't write a letter excusing your friend's despicable behavior to a judge
Also,
and try to use your name to get him thrown out of it. That is despicable.
And knowing that Mila, when she started that '70s show, was 14. She lied about her age to get on the show, to get the role. And knowing that she was only 14 when she started this. And now they're married. I don't know. There's just so much to it. And obviously we'll never know every detail or all of the things, but it's just scary and sad to think that any of it's a possibility.
Yeah. No, it is. And the media obviously can blow things way out of proportion. So, not saying by any means that he did that, but if he did, I would be devastated because I really like them. But
yeah.
Also, this is real, and I'm gonna read it. I don't know if you have or not. Kim Porter's book. Now, we don't know for sure that it's her book, right? So this is a video that I listened to of someone who read the book and was like, hey, it doesn't have her as an author. It's published like as an unknown author, but this is apparently someone who was very close to her. She had told Diddy she was doing this, and I don't know if he, during their lawsuit, because they had a huge lawsuit, right? And she got a bunch of money. Part of it was that she couldn't release it. And I think that there might have been some sort of loophole where someone else could release it and not say the author. That's what everyone's saying. Now, this could just be somebody who wrote this like crazy fan fiction and decided to release it now that all this shit is going on. My understanding is some of the details in the book line up with real life events, and it seems pretty legit, but it's unconfirmed. It's not like reliable source confirmed. Because she's the one that's gone, right? She died of pneumonia? Or is that Cassie?
At this point, I couldn't tell you. But yeah, I'm pretty sure she's gone.
Porter, yeah. Okay, so this is the one in 2018. This is the one they are comparing to Brittany Murphy because they had the same death circumstances and they're both like young women, and it's not likely that they died. Like, it's very low chance of this happening. Anyways, apparently they're like reinvestigating it now because people are I don't know if they officially have or not, but people are calling for her death to be reinvestigated. That is a fact. But this book, supposedly she wrote, Diddy shut the shit down, paid her off, lawsuit, blah, blah, blah. And then now all this is coming out, and a close friend or somebody who had a copy of this. If I wasn't messed up in some messy stuff like that, I would for sure be writing a book, and I would for sure have a trusted person that access to it that told no one and say, if shit ever hits the fan, press send, my guy.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's believable, in my opinion.
100%. Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was sketch when it happened because I remember it being like huge news because they said it was lobar pneumonia when she passed away after several days of flu-like symptoms. And I'm like, you have that much money and access to healthcare?
Yeah, no, it doesn't happen. Jesse and I both had pneumonia last year, just throwing that out there for everyone who personally experienced pneumonia. I don't know if it was contagious or not, but he had it, and then like 3 weeks later I had it. His was much worse than me. He did end up in the hospital. But yeah, I, as a young person, pneumonia you can get through. You just hydration is key. They're
Mm-hmm.
all young. You don't have to start worrying about pneumonia taking you out unless you have a other serious health issue until you're like 60. But if 60
Yeah.
plus people get pneumonia, if they do survive, usually they're never the same. Their lungs are never the same. It's just.
Yeah.
I also saw a video about a 1999 nightclub shooting. This is true. His ex-girlfriend would just happen to be one of the people that got shot. And the story is that J-Lo hid the gun. So that's J-Lo's getting involved. I mean, I don't know if that's true. The shooting did happen. Diddy was there, and his ex-girlfriend got shot in the face while he was with his new girlfriend.
That's not sketch at all.
And he blamed it on a little protege. Or he had the protege do it. I don't know. He's involved. He's involved.
100%.
Period. But anyways, that's just stuff I've been seeing, and we'll do a little segment every week until this calms down, because at this point the whole world wants answers.
And then we all saw Usher scrubbed his social media, and he's got a tour coming next year,
which is stupid. You promote your tour on social media, but whatever.
Yeah, so scrubbed and claimed that he got hacked and the hackers just deleted all of this shit. I'm like, they don't do that. If anything, they're going to post a bunch of shit that's not real. Like, hackers don't delete your shit. Yeah. And apparently there were other celebrities. I didn't see any of them, but Jeremy said there were like 6 celebrities he saw that had scrubbed their social medias.
Do you know how many CEOs of companies have stepped down as well? Like,
I was just looking at that. Meek Mill posted and was like, why are all of these CEOs stepping down? And then there's a list on Reddit. Kevin Lyles, a music executive. Robert B. Davis, general manager of Martha's Vineyard.
Oh, I bet some shit happened there. Sorry.
You know it. Kathy Newsham, Bay City mayor. LaMonica McIver, Newark City councilman. Mike Foster, president of Nexium Travel.
I think the biggest are the ones in the music. Like the Kevin Lyles one you said.
Yeah.
Has been with the company Warner since 2004. And the past year he's been defending Diddy. And some inside the company says Lyles' exit could be like a direct result. So either he stepped down because he knows shit's about to hit the fan, or the company pushed him out and was like, we don't want a Diddy defender representing us. So either way, it's not a good look, but
100%.
Starbucks, Boeing, Paramount, Hertz, Nike, another Warner Music, Sony Music. So we've got 3 to 4 just in the music industry alone in the past week.
Yeah. Wild.
Yeah, that's insane. Yeah. So,
which all of this also happened when Epstein got arrested. Like, a bunch of people stepped down from very high positions of power, and they've really never been seen again.
No. Remember that guy Snowden that like blew the whistle about the NSA?
Mm-hmm.
And now he has to live in Russia. Where's our whistleblower in the government that is going to give us the tea on Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, and Diddy? Because I'm scared that they're going to do the same shit and we're not going to get any details. Because too many prominent people are involved in this.
Yeah, and of course there's a bunch of videos coming out from his, assistant days, where Trump like supported Diddy. He was like, yeah, he's good people. He's like, I really like the guy. Everybody, rags on him, but I'm gonna support him. And I guess one of the girls that he was interviewing was like, yeah, after working for him for 6 years, for Diddy for 6 years, I learned like what it meant to be like perfect. Like, you had to be perfect in your position there. And he's like, yeah, that's a great attribute to have, and something I look for in my employees. So yeah, that just kind of puts you a step ahead of everybody else.
You mean from The Apprentice?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, so that's like, early 2000s?
Mm-hmm.
Long time ago.
Yeah. Wild.
Yeah. Okay. Enough Diddy for one day. It's making me sad.
Yeah.
Here's a little funny moment. Anna Delvey, eliminated from Dancing with the Stars, like right off the butt. Okay, gets interviewed and says, "What did you learn?" And she says, "Nothing." Girl, I don't know if she's trying to be funny or if she's just naturally that big of a hole. I don't know.
Do both. Or maybe she's trying to say that she wasn't there long enough to really learn anything. It's a possibility,
She's salty about
but
getting eliminated.
yeah.
The thing is, people like her because she's entertaining, but they like what she's done previously, and any new stuff she does, people are just going to be haters.
Nice.
So, like, she couldn't just come and try. I don't know. She just needs to figure it out. Maybe she did now. Hey, it's been pretty quiet in the BookTok world. Tisha, you want to give us your little quick rundown of the shite?
There's really only 4 things that our BookTok sleuth put together for this past week. Yeah,
Love it.
She's going in the way of Bridgerton, dearest gentle book threader.
Dearest gentle Rita.
Yeah. So apparently some people have been calling Christian romance asexual representation because they're not having sex.
Wait, I need the definition of asexual because I don't understand it.
That's like
Relating
you
to
don't need another person.
Does not experience sexual attraction?
Mm-hmm.
Celibacy is a choice to refrain from engaging in sexual behaviors.
Yeah.
And asexual is you don't experience that. Bless their hearts. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
A reviewer tagged an author in a negative review, then DM'd them and asked them to share it with their followers. Like, hey, I'm going to rag on you, and then I need you to actually share that so that we both get out. I don't know. That's so weird.
That doesn't make sense to me, but okay.
Third, someone posted a bunch of bad AI pictures celebrating that Yaren Ha was the first Asian lead in Bridgerton. Naturally, the comment section also made sure that the original poster knew Simone Ashley is also Asian. We're all excited about Yaren Ha, though. She is stunning.
Simone Ashley. What character is she? She's Indian, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It says British on here.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Oh, but her middle... No, yeah, that's Indian. From Camberley, Surrey, and the daughter of Indian Tamil parents. I don't know if they're just saying, like, the continent. Asia.
I was just thinking because India is in Asia, so maybe they're just being very broad with it.
Apparently, yeah.
But, okay. What's this girl's name? She's playing,
Yaren Ha.
Darren?
Yaren, Yerin.
She's Australian.
But she presents Asian. I think that's what they're saying.
She presents Asian.
But it's like, okay, why don't we just let people tell you their ethnicity and how they want to represent themselves? Like,
yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, she's going to be Sophie Benedict's girly.
Yeah. Okay. And then last note was an author got mad that someone commented that their book was going on their TBR. For nuance, it sounded like they were maybe dealing with some financial stress, and I don't know what the original post said. I think I saw the original post because she got tagged in it. And the author was like ranting because she's like, someone said, "Oh, I saw your book is out. I'm adding it to my TBR now." She's like, "That doesn't pay my bills," basically. And it's like, okay.
Get off my TBR.
Yeah, it's like, okay. I mean, it doesn't mean I'm not going to buy it eventually, but like, not everybody can just go out and buy every new book that's released every month because there's a fuck ton of books released every month.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
Well, okay. We'll keep you all posted on Diddy and BookTok drama every week. We'll do a little bit of it till we run out. Knowing the world, we'll never run out of drama.
No.
Let's talk about the book, shall we?
We want to have a moment of silence for Maggie Smith.
Oh my god, Wands Up. I know, this was rough. I'm so glad you mentioned that. We do need a moment of silence for the head of Gryffindor House.
Yeah, so sad. I saw a picture and I should have just screenshotted it last night, but um it was on Instagram. It's like, why are you crying? It's just a picture. And it was her and I can't think of any of their names now.
Hagrid, Snape, and Dumbledore.
Hagrid. Yes. And I was like, oh, it's so sad.
Alan Rickman is Snape. I can't think of the other two, but yeah, no, they've all passed away. Making me feel old.
Right?
Maggie Smith was old in the Harry Potter movies. Girl had a life. She was in Downton Abbey. She had a freaking life.
Yeah. Robbie Coltrane was Hagrid. And Dumbledore, Michael Gambon.
I think both Dumbledores.
And Richard Harris. Yeah.
Yeah, because the first one died during filming. That's why they had to switch.
Sad.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, now book. Spoilers for the whole book. And
probably the other two.
Obviously, yeah, the series. If you haven't read them all, stop here. You've got plenty of content that got you this far. Triggers child abuse, domestic violence, parent death, loss, alcohol abuse, drug abuse, crime in general with Anthony Hugo.
Yeah.
And obviously some spicy scenes. So
if you need a trigger warning for those, you are on the wrong podcast.
Yeah.
Just kidding. We love everyone here, but for real.
Yeah.
Okay. I did a little, like I usually do, get on TikTok, see what the BookTokers think about this. They agree with us that this is the best of the three.
100%.
Most people do. Everyone kind of simultaneously agrees that the second is not the favorite love story, and the first just takes way too long to get where you're going. So, I think everyone just loves this book. Lucian, a.k.a. Suit Daddy.
Yes.
He's a top 4 book boy. 3. Should we go through our top book boyfriends? I think that'd be fun. Lucian's one for you, isn't he?
Yeah, Lucian is one of them, and then probably Pan, Knox.
Oh!
I can't think of anybody else. Yeah.
Knox is too? He likes the pointing and grunting. Ugh, ugh. I have a list I could go through.
Yeah, I can't.
Number 1 is the Shadow Daddy himself, Xaden Ryerson from Fourth Wing. Number 2 is going to be Rhysand.
Yeah.
Number 3 is probably... Oh! Shit! I just thought of one. You're reading it right now! Fucking Athelar, right?
Hunt Athelar, yes.
Oh.
That's what I was going to say next.
3, Suit Daddy 4, and then from Serpent and the Wings of Night. Rain, it's spelled weird.
Yeah. Oh, that's also what I'm reading. I'm reading the third. Yeah, I started the third.
Why did the third one's not out? Are you which one are you reading? Oh, Crescent
City. Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Serpent and the Wings of Night. I'm like, girl, that'll come out to next month. Did you get an arc and not tell me? Yeah, it's Rain. But it's spelled weird. Okay. There's our little book difference. One note I had from this, I know you always like to pull your favorite quotes and things like that. One thing that I always took note of is, okay, this is the ultimate enemies to lovers. I am a big enemies to lovers girl. Touch her and die, that sort of thing, okay? And he gives all that. He gives all that plus some. But he always would wait to go to bed until her bedroom light.
Yes.
Girl is a reader. She'd be up all night reading.
All night long.
You are so cute. He hated her.
Yeah.
Nah, he didn't. Anyways, I thought that was a very sweet note, and I really liked that part of the book.
Yeah. And knowing that he would do that and then still have to get up early enough to drive through Nova traffic to get to DC
Mm-hmm.
to start his day as a, what did she call? She called him all kinds of things, but like a criminal underlord.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, no, I love that.
Yeah.
I also love that you get to see like, because I think this is a great point. In the first book, Knox is like freaks out that Naomi's even in the same room with him playing poker or whatever. They're like obviously they're best friends, but like
Yeah.
he didn't trust him with a girl he cared about. So I think that I like that you get to see a little bit more like the good about side of him because all you hear in books 1 and 2, well, 2 you start to get to see a little bit more. I feel like, but
Yeah.
in the first book, he's like a criminal, and we hate
He's
him,
like
but he's hot.
evil. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's really not. Like,
No.
he's really not. Like, this. Is he capable of doing questionable things? Yes. Will he? Yes.
Very much so.
He is morally gray, and the ladies love a morally gray man, okay?
Yes. All the shades of gray.
Yes. Gray's my favorite color, bitches. Yes.
Yeah, I loved that like you kind of see fairly early in the book when he is in his office and Holly comes like almost like skipping in. She's so happy and so excited to have this job, and literally just a couple days ago you find out that she was homeless and she's a single mom to 2 kids, and she was in a domestic violence shelter, and he hired her, no real qualification or anything, and pays all of his employees a minimum of $80,000 a year. Like, not because it's so funny just seeing the kind of shooting character traits. Like, he wants to pay his people well because he wants them to do a good job because he doesn't want to underpay them so that he has to constantly replace them. So he's like, he's a smart business owner in that aspect, but he's like, I want to trust them to do the job I've told them to do. It's not because I just want to be a good person that I pay them so well. He's like, I just don't want incompetent people and to have to constantly replace them because I don't pay them well enough. So it's like those constantly warring aspects of his character are hilarious.
Now, during this book, did you ever, like, I think I've been wondering since book 1, like, what the fuck the deal was with between Lucy and Sloane.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we finally got to see it. When you found out what it was, were you like, really? Because I was.
Yeah, because it's like, he sees it as a betrayal. He told her to promise him that she would never get involved, and she did. But it was for damn good reason. Like, stop being such an asshole.
Seriously, for so long. And then I think that they both had forgave each other, like, years ago, and they kind of got off on a little banter. That is my personal opinion. That they just liked the little dance.
They loved to hate each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was my thought when they first were. I was like, seriously?
Yeah.
This is what we're haters about? Okay.
Yeah.
I have a funny story about when I finished this book, okay? I pre-ordered it for because I read the first book when the second and third weren't even out. I think you did too. So as they came out, we got them. And I was on a plane. I don't remember if it was a work trip or if Jesse and I were going somewhere, when it even was. But I just know I was sitting next to this old lady. And you ever get on a plane and you're like, God, I'm reading a really good book, and I hope these motherfuckers don't try to talk to me the whole flight. Like, I'm a Hufflepuff, okay? All of our Harry Potter people will get it. I am a Hufflepuff. But when I got that book up, I turned Ravenclaw. So obviously this is a great book. I'm locked in, okay? She starts talking to me a little bit, and I give vague answers hoping she'll get the hint. And she does. She starts reading her own book. I'm not even paying attention to what it was because I'm so locked in. I finished the book and I'm crying. Okay, if you've read the book, you know it's not a sad ending.
Yeah.
It's not.
No.
But I'm crying, and I'm not a crier, guys. Like, I cried because of the little dedication of saying goodbye to Knockemout.
Yes.
I started crying, and she was like, "Oh, honey, what happened in your book or whatever?" And I was like, "Nothing. It's just over." She's like, "Oh, I know they're family. How many books have you read?" And I was like, "This is the third." She's like, "Oh, they're definitely family. Your first name basis." I was like, at least she got it. But I thought it was kind of funny. I'm publicly crying, and she thought something bad happened in my book, and I was just sad it was over. But anyways.
Yeah. I wish there was like a little story of Steph and Jeremiah.
Yes,
like
me
that
too.
Would just wrap everything up in a perfect little bow.
Maybe she'll do special editions with like an extended epilogue of them.
Yes, that would be the dream.
Because they're kind of going on in the background of all three books, really.
Yeah. I mean, by the end of it, they've moved in together. So, like, we need that storyline. Because it doesn't really ever say how he got the balls to even ask him out. It doesn't really say, like, how any of their relationship is going on, other than just, like, little snippets that you get in relation to the main characters in each book.
Yeah. No, that's a good idea for her to do. Maybe even, or a novella.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, that would be great.
I found some more fan casts, and there was some similarities, so I wanted to go through and compare them to ours.
Okay.
For the Knockemout men, we're sticking to men on this, sorry. For Chris Hemsworth, Charlie Hunnam, and Chris Hemsworth, which we said both of those, so those were like constant pop-up.
Yeah.
Now, Nash, we said, I think you maybe said Scott Eastwood last time.
Yeah.
Somebody new entered the chat with Channing Tatum.
I could see that.
I could see it too. I mean, he's played like a military guy, so I could see him being like the cop. And Knox, and they're both supposed to be like very large men. Channing Tatum's very tall. I don't know how tall Scott Eastwood is, but I know Chris Hemsworth and Charlie Hunnam are both very tall as well. So I feel like both of them have to be very tall. And then for Suit Daddy, I talked about Ian Somerhalder already because obvious reasons. There's like 3 or 4 people who had the same thought as me, so I'm sure they're also Vampire Diaries girlies, but I thought that was cool. A new one, Simone Susina. He is. Have you watched 365 Days on Netflix?
I don't think so.
Tisha, it's straight
but
porn.
I could see him. Yes.
You haven't watched it? It's straight porn.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, your afternoon. There's 3 of them. Go watch them on Netflix. This is not the main guy. He's a side guy. But, I mean, and the main guy is Michelle Morone. I think I'm saying that. My sister who lives in Italy says it much different. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see it.
Okay, now look up Michelle Morone. Michele.
Oh, Michelle?
Yeah. My sister lives in Italy. She says everything properly, so when she said it didn't sound like that at all. But I'm sorry, I can't. I can barely speak white girl English. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go watch 365 Days. It's based on a book, and it is everything. It is everything you like in a book, Tisha. There's kidnapping. There's lots of sex. I mean, yeah.
And in a suit? Oh my god.
Oh, you found a suit picture. That's what it has to be. Yep. There's Suit Daddy right there.
Suit Daddy. Also, I looked it up. Scott Eastwood is 5'11".
Okay, that's
decent.
Taller.
It's not like super tall, but decent.
Every guy in a book is like 6'4" for some reason. I'm just like,
and they all have blue-gray eyes.
Yes, you did say that.
Why? Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I get it. Like, Jesse has the prettiest blue eyes. Like, I appreciate some blue eyes. But when you become so tall that it's like, sometimes, okay, I'm 5'7". I'm tall for a woman.
Yeah.
Sometimes my feet be hanging off the bed. How you 6'4" motherfuckers doing it? How you fitting in a car? You knocking your head?
Yeah.
Anyway, any other quotes or your faves from the book? I kind of touched on all mine.
I only had a few. At the beginning, like talking about Simon, which is Sloane's dad, she had said to Lucian, Simon had said to Lucian, if I could have chosen a son in this lifetime, it would have been you. Take care of my girls. That was like one of the last things that he said to him, and that was so sweet. And then the first time they fuck, just there's no other way around it. The first time they do, um, I can't even remember what she says, but he said, "You don't have all of it yet." I was like,
"Oh
what?
Yeah." It was like, calm down or something.
Because I mean, all of them, all of the big male characters are like, relax, so you can take it all.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh my gosh, and then he's like, you don't even have all of it yet. I was just like, okay.
We should maybe do an episode about funny trends across men in romance books, specifically written by women.
Yes. And then like when something happens and she's like stressed out, she's like, all right, give me your cigarette. And he's like, I quit. She's like, you quit? Because he limited himself to one cigarette a day. Like that was his like vice. She's like, you quit? He's like, you don't date smokers. I was like,
Ooh.
He wants this.
Yeah,
he wants it more than she does.
That's when he moved up my list too, because smoking is a big ick for me.
Yeah. Ugh. And then when he's proposing, he's like, I've loved you for so long. I don't remember what my life was like before my heart was yours. It's changed over the years, but I've loved you as a friend, an enemy, a lover. It would be my greatest honor in this lifetime if you would let me love you as my wife. Like, yes. Like, how do you say anything but yes in that moment? Like, yes.
Of course. Put the ring on my finger, Sue Daddy.
Yes, they're so sweet. And they like this whole book is just my favorite. Like the whole storyline, the why, and I do feel bad for him because he has the friend, Emery, the therapist.
Yeah.
I do feel bad for him because he's like, I can understand that it's really hard for you that such a good man like Simon Walton lost his life before it should have been his time. Like he was very young, and it's not fair that someone like your father, who should have had to serve out a very long prison sentence, got to go so peacefully in his sleep due to a stroke after only a few months in prison. Like, I get how difficult that is. I was like, yeah, I feel so much empathy for him in that. I was like, not fair.
No, it's a good thing he had Simon, though, honestly.
Oh, yeah. I can't imagine where he would have ended up or how he would have ended up more like his father if he hadn't had Simon. And even Sloane's mom.
Yeah, for sure.
People to care about him. Yeah. That's all I got.
That's all I got. That's all she wrote.
And it is all she wrote.
It is. And we're putting a pin in Knockemout. So
yes.
Great series. We both love it. Even rediving back in, I love it, which is saying something after the last redive-ins we've done.
Yeah.
Next, we're going to start, it's almost October. By the time this airs, yes! I'm wearing one of my favorite shirts. I'm standing up so you can read it. Scary movies, pumpkin spice, flannels, murders, fall shit. It's one of my favorite. Anyways, we're going to start covering some spooky or thrillery books. We have some picked out. And we are open for more recommendations if you guys have any. It doesn't have to be romance. We've said this. It can be thrillers. It can be mystery. It can be whatever. We're open. Good book's a good book.
Yeah.
We're excited to dive into spooky stuff now. And then we're going to hard transition spooky fall fucking Christmas. Boom, boom, boom. And then January, I think it's safe to say this, we can start previewing our January plan, right?
Yeah.
Tisha's gonna read Fourth Wing. She's
Yes.
gonna do it. She's gonna read Fourth Wing. I'm gonna read it again for probably the fourth time, so that it's fresh. And Iron Flame, we're gonna do those leading up to book release on the 21st of January.
Yes.
So.
Yes. I'm not even in it yet, and I'm excited because I've heard so many good things. I've heard all over BookTok, Bookstagram, and all my friends are like, "You have to read it already." I'm like, calm down.
Yeah,
I don't have time.
I have multiple versions of these. This is one of the few books that I do, and I can't wait to show them to everyone when we start recording those. I'm sure I'll have even more versions by then. But honestly, I'm obsessed. My husband's obsessed. We literally talk about theories because there's something everyone wants to know right now. I'm not going to say it. If you read it, you know it's all over. Everyone's trying to figure this thing out.
Yes.
The author said that it's in the second book, so people have reread the second book and still can't figure
Multiple
it out.
times.
Multiple times. So, anyways, we'll get into all of that. We may do like 2-3 episodes on those because there's so much. Especially with the new book launching, so then we can like do after that. Anyways, but yeah, so that's what we have coming up the pipeline. So we're very excited about all those things.
Yes. So yeah, if you have like Christmas recommendations, send those too, because I've not read a bunch of like Hallmark Christmassy books.
Yeah, I have some, but I'm definitely open to people's. I'm just looking. I had like a Christmas section last year. I may have moved it around. I don't know where it is, but we're open to people's suggestions, so please let us know.
Yeah, and it looks like the Christmas fix in the Welcome Home series is the only one, at least as of this print, that she's got Lucy's Score.
Actually, I have a local author. Maybe we could do this one and talk to her. She said it's Hallmark. I was at a Christmas market last year, and she had a booth, and she gave me one and signed it for me.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. So maybe we should do this. I mean, we can talk to her. She lives in Bella Vista.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, there's a preview. We just, open collaboration.
Yay! Yeah.
Okay.
So, which book are we doing this week?
The X-Hex. Does that sound good?
Okay, yeah.
That's the one I'm reading right now, so it's top of mind.
Okay.
Yeah, so next week we'll do the X-Hex. And probably more Diddy gossip.
Yeah, we'll see how many more celebrities and CEOs go down.
Time will tell.
All right. Go follow our socials. Open Booked on Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and why?
You can find me on LinkedIn, but it's very professional. It's a headshot. It's Tisha
Instagram.
LinkedIn.
Yeah, we have to at this point. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. Jeez, why? I don't even know. And subscribe because we put out new episodes every week. We will talk to you guys later.
Hasta la vista.